Hi guys, continuing on the positive, so along the lines of people will often, and rightly so, say things like, well, how would you do it better? If you question the governments and the bureaucracies and the prison systems, people often will say, well, how would you do it better then? And so along that lines, here's another example. And it's just one example or one part to play in a complex situation, but it's important in the sense that what's very important, and it would be one of those situations that would achieve a lot bang for buck, so to speak. And by that, what I mean is, let's explain. There's about 8,000 inmates. I wish I'd Googled this before I started this. I think there's about 8,000 inmates in Victoria. And they have a system in Victoria called the withheld system. So basically 20% of an inmate's pay goes to a thing called withheld, so that on the release, they've got at least some money. And in theory, it's great. In practice, the money could probably be better spent. So, which is here's a good example. You say we're going to have a VPU, a Victorian Prisoners Union, as an example. And you take $1 out of each inmate in Victoria every week out of their withheld, and it goes towards a VPU. That then gives you 8,000 a week, approximately 32,000 a month to get yourself a property, to then basically get the ball rolling. So you could, and what sparked me remembering these sort of thoughts was the age story on the land in the west over near Point Cook. Beautiful government land that could be used for jobs and whatnot, and certainly it could also be used for youth crime, turning disenfranchised youth lives around. It could be used for a lot of things. So you have your $32,000 funded by a VPU, which could then allow you to set up, for example, just as one example, but there could be a number of, a storage facility. So now this storage facility, you charge public, you charge for it and it turns a profit. But what else you could do is tack onto that, at not one cost to the community, a situation where the homeless, the disenfranchised, those struggling in life, should they get locked up, they don't lose everything. It can go into storage for their day when they get, so they're not getting punished for the rest of their lives. They're not getting a bitter taste in their mouth because they lost the only sentimentals of their beautiful mum that died recently. That they get to keep just the small sentimentals we're not talking about storing of white goods or, but just at least they don't lose everything in their life unnecessarily. And that leads to, hey, people care about me. That they're not losing that, which is massive. There's that aspect. And it's cost nothing. You could do the same thing with youth, with cars. Come in, no problem. You've got yourself into some trouble. You're going down the wrong path. Come in. You can work on the car. We'll teach you mechanics, tyres, and you can tinker. Take your pick. Take your pick. Which one you want that car? No problem. You can come in. You can work on that all day. Get it up and running. We'll help you get it on the road. We'll put some tyres on it. You can get it regoed and roadworthy and painted and whatnot, and it'll be yours, kid. Really, my own car? I don't have to go and steal one? Yes, it won't be as good as the ones you steal, but you've earned it, mate, and it's your car. Really? And that could also fund itself And there's another project. You could do the same with gyms. Come down, you can punch each other's heads in. No machetes allowed, but you can bash each other down here in the boxing ring, no problem. You can learn to fight. Great. We might even have driver education ability for who knows? Who knows what awesome projects we could get going to help turn disenfranchised youth's life around, to help prevent. You could even then have roles for the older inmates who haven't been able to, to do. You could turn it into such a positive, promising project that people would genuinely be looking at Victoria as a play. Wow, look at their law and order model. It's working great. Instead, in Victoria, it's met, those type of ideas are met with sadly a bitterness and a pettiness, and like, nah, you are a scumbag criminal, but it doesn't serve anybody. That attitude doesn't serve anybody, especially when it comes to disenfranchised youth, especially when it comes to a young person who's just being treated, just wants to be an adult, just wants to have a fair cracking life, and they don't get it. Nobody shows them it. Nobody teaches them the road. Nobody gives them a spanner and says, "Here, I'll guide you. No worries. Yeah, you want to do a burnout? No problem. Go over that back car. Muck about over there, but don't let Mary from accounts see you. All that type of stuff." Anyway, just a thought, just an idea. You can have that one for free. Corrections Victoria and Odyssey House, and the type of people that can get those wheels in motion. Magistrate Pappas, you can have that one for free. Speak soon, guys.